Hey guys, welcome to the Centre Bounce. Today we're talking about Ben Cunnington, the $419,000 mid forward from North. Stay tuned. Big J, we're talking about your boy Cunnington from North. How you feeling?
Man, I'm happy. And it's funny because he's actually becoming a Supercoach option this year. I'm going to push it. I'm going to make his ownership go up. Half the competition's going to own this guy before round one. If I don't, if you don't, then you're a sucker. Maybe I won't have him too, so I'll be a sucker. But we'll wait and see after this video.
Nah, I think you're gonna be a sucker. There's no way. I don't think. I don't know. It takes cojones, I think, to pick Ben Cunnington. But he does have a lot of things going for him. You know what I mean? Like he was definitely one of the feel good stories of the year last year after he came back from his battle with cancer. It's easier said than done, man. You gotta tip your hat to this guy.
Joe, he's priced at 76. He's got DPP. And outside of 2022, the 3 years before that, he averaged over 100. Smack bang in the midfield at North Melbourne. No one's going to kick him out. When he's not in the midfield, he's going to kick goals. What? Why are people not picking him?
Look, I don't know. It's not. You know why? You know why? Because his midfield is not as weak as it was when he was there last, right? Your midfield is definitely a lot better. You got the emergence of LDU. You've also got Phillips now, who looks to really be tearing it up. So your midfield is looking good. He's, for 50K more, you could go up to a Darcy Cameron. He'll be 32 this year?
I think so. He's going to be 32, but 32-year-old midfielders can still play. We'll get into his previous scoring and things like that now, but I'll be happy to pick him up. Maybe not to start with, but we're just waiting on preseason games, really. Last year, well, as people know, I think he's come off 2 bouts of testicular cancer. That's a bit of a mouthful. Come off 2 bouts of that. Last year, managed to play 2 games, the feel-good game, and then another game, I think, where he got subbed off or was kind of managed as well. So 2 stinker scores there. If he had played a 3rd game and still averaged to 50, he would have been eligible to really have a big price drop. He did have a price drop to begin with, but I think you have to, 20% plus price drop. You have to play a minimum of 3 games. So really unlucky for people who were considering bringing him in. We could have got him at around 5 price instead of, 415K or 419. As we said at the intro, he has scored 3 years in a row previously to last year with over 100 average. And he is priced at a 76. So to actually make if he's not going to be a keeper, he needs to make 150. He needs to make a 96 to make that 150K. It is doable. He has done it 4 years in a row. But as Joe said at the start, the midfield's not the same as what it was. And he's not the same either.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, of course, him being 32, he'll be 32 this year, doesn't automatically mean that he's not going to score you points. I suppose it becomes a question, though, of how he's managed during the season, whether or not it might not necessarily mean that he's going to miss games entirely just being through being managed, but it could mean that he's spending more time in the forward line and less on ball. He's not really needed as much on the ball because your midfield is actually a lot better than quite a lot of people give it credit for. You're gonna. I think he might be your 4th midfielder at this point, and so he might not have the consistent scoring. But what he does have, exactly as you said, I mean, his historical scoring. You look at this guy's average. He's been, almost every year 90 plus, apart from 2016 when it was 80. But every other year he's been only 90 plus. This guy, it's like for him to have to score, 96, really is not out of the realms of possibility for the player that he once was. The question is he that player again this year? Having him rest forward is not an issue, especially if he's going to be playing on the ball. But, only time will tell with the pracky games and the preseason games whether or not we can get a gauge of how many centre bounce attendances he's going to have. If he's having, quite a bit, I think he's for that price. I think he's very juicy.
Yeah, definitely true. From all reports, the training reports that we've been seeing, kind of his interviews, that kind of thing, he's kind of playing that midfield bull role again. At North previously, he was our guy that got the contested possessions, who I guess similar to like what a Dunkley does. Not as effective, he can't run as much, that kind of thing, but maybe a hybrid of Dunkley and Tom Green, where they're in the contest. He always gets more handballs and kicks, even though his kicks are fantastic. They're just underrated. He can handball on either side of his body, which is great too. And yeah, he just kind of finds players. So grab the ball out of the contest, handball it out. He's been doing it at training, so we'll see what he does in the practice matches.
And before his cancer battles and issues, he's been really reliable in terms of just his consistency in playing games. He really doesn't miss games. I mean, 2019, he played every game. 2018, he played every game. 2017, he played 20 games, so he missed one. 2016, he played every game. 2015, he's really playing just about every game every year. In terms of soft tissue concerns, he really doesn't have them. He doesn't have, he just doesn't have historical, things that are really keeping him down and away from the game, which is obviously really good. You don't want to have someone with a lot of injury risk hanging over their head, because it could happen at any point in time, could lead to them being subbed out and then having trashed cash generation. But for a guy like him, you look at his historical performances, he just doesn't have that injury recurrence. It's obviously just the cancer, which he's now gotten over twice. And when you look at a guy like Doherty, that didn't seem to affect him much at all last year. So obviously everybody's different, but if he's training the house down, he's working as a midfield bull, and we saw what happened with Doherty, then signs are pointing that Cunnington could still be around to play every game.
Yeah, for me, it's just age and price, really. Well, not age. Let's not say age. He's 32, so he's not too old. We've seen the likes of Boak and some other people kind of still do quite well at that age. It's more just the midfield getting better, like you said at the start, and also that awkward price tag. Having to try and find 400K in a team is a lot harder than a 300K, where you can kind of downgrade a rookie and upgrade a more expensive player or an expensive mid-pricer to get that value. 419K is just an awkward price. So I'm trying to fit him in, Cunnington. I'll see you down at training sometimes, but just wait and see for me.
Yeah, and he's also got there's other like mid prices around. Like a pro, I suppose, would be you start him, and if things don't work out, you can always downgrade him to literally any other mid pricer, apart from Darcy Cameron. People aren't considering a mid pricer; they're considering him a keeper. So you can literally downgrade Cunnington to just about any player that you want to. That is going to be a stepping stone moving forward. For me personally, I can't fit him in my forward line. You're gonna see in my team reveal, but I'm going balls to the wall on the forward line, and I can't fit the bloke as much as I respect him and like him. I just can't fit him. So he's a watch and see, but at this point is a no.
Yeah, similar with me. Kind of wait and see. If he forces himself into your team, sometimes players kind of force their way in. You have to make space for him, but at the moment, just a wait and see.
So thanks, guys, for watching. That was our deep dive discussion into Ben Cunnington, the feel-good story out of North Melbourne last year. And it was a great thing for all the North fans to come down. And obviously Clarko's announcement. It was just a great time all around for North Melbourne fans, I think, last year. It's a fingers crossed to see how he goes this year. Please, guys, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We are trying to pump out as much content as possible. Thanks so much for helping us crack the 500. We are on our way to 1,000, Big J.
Oh, I'm excited, mate. When I see those four decimal spots, I'm going to be like, oh, mate, we made it. Let's go. The fans love us. We're putting all this hard work in for them, and it's paying off. Obviously, it's doing that now as well.
Yeah, 100%. And we do have that group for everybody to really come in, join in with us, have some fun together, and win some awesome prizes. There's a jersey on the line with the number of your choice on the back if you win. And there's also those couple of tickets to get into a game of your choice in the following year, and also a AFL store voucher as well for those who are lucky.
Yeah, definitely. So guys, like, share, and subscribe. And remember, here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work so you don't have to. Bye for now.